Hey there, class. Miss Cohn here. Today, I'm not going to be in class because I'm going to fall conference with FCCLA, so you will have a substitute. You should already know this because you've been in class for about 10 minutes, but if not, if you have not noticed, you have a substitute today. Now, just because you have a substitute does not mean that our rules don't apply, right? So we still have all of our jobs to do. We have our attendance monitor that should have taken attendance. We have our desk specialists who are going to make sure that the desks are checked at the end of class to make sure everybody put everything away and cleaned up after themselves. We have our fine officer that can be used by our substitute. Now, if our substitute decides that you guys are misbehaving, he can write down your name to make sure, and then you can receive a fine for that. Or if you guys are on your best behavior, he can notice good behaviors and you could earn bonuses for that. So this is a great time for you guys to rack up some bonuses maybe. All right. So best behavior, right? Because we treat our subs like royalty. They have a hard job and we really appreciate that they can come in to classrooms that they don't know anything about and teach you guys. And they are not babysitters, all right? You guys will monitor and self-assess your own behavior so that you can be good. They're there to help facilitate learning, all right? Now that's on my soapbox over on that, all right? So today I think is going to be a fun day. It's all about language development. It's one of the most important things that happens as children grow is they develop their language, their ability to speak and share and eventually read and write, right? But that all begins with how we interact with them, okay? It starts with us talking to them and they learn words and sometimes repeat words they're not supposed to, but that's okay. And then they learn by us reading to them. Kids love stories. I think even adults love stories, and kids and older kids like stories. It's part of who we are. We like hearing about adventures or things like that. So today we are going to build some stories, right? So our stories today are going to be geared towards the age between the ages of like 2 and 6, the early childhood. And with that, each of you are going to get a paper, but they're going to be different. There's 2 different ones, 2, right? So, and each person may or may not get one or the other, right? So the first one is this. Build a story. Choose a character, a setting, an event, right? So you can fill those in with words. You can fill them in with pictures. You can fill them with pictures and words. Yay. Okay. And then the next one is similar to the first one, but a little different. You're going to come up with something that happens. What happens first? What happens next? Then and finally. Whoa. Okay. Right. You're going to have about 10 minutes or so to finish those up. And once you're done, we're going to combine them to make stories, all right? If you get finished before everyone else and we're still waiting for some people to finish up their ideas, you can color around in there. It makes for great coloring because it's got fun like shapes and stuff inside, right? Okay. So, to combine them, what's going to happen is each person is going to find somebody who has a different sheet than them, right? So the story building people are going to find people that has the first, next. What was it? First, next, then finally. Okay. And then together you're going to take what you've put down and you have to combine it into a story, all right? Now, these are probably going to need pictures because of the age group. And there doesn't have to be a lot of words. That's kind of what's great about writing stories for small children is that a lot of it takes place in the pictures. That's why we're in partners because we're both going to help with whatever we need to on that. And so you're going to get 10 pieces of white paper each. Okay, that's all, 10 pieces. So you can fold them in half, fold them in fourths, to make whatever size book that you want or need with how many pages, but you only get 10. So I would suggest starting in your notebook to do drafts, okay? So come up with your ideas that way, and maybe even some of the words that you're going to put in there, and then go to your white paper. All right, there's white paper on the back table, and I think there's also even some white paper inside the paper cabinet in the back. And so it could be a story about anything. It could be a mystery. It could be an adventure. It could be fantasy, science fiction, whatever you want it to be. It could be a story about letters, about animals. Pick something that you're familiar with and just go with it together. And I want it to be as finished as you can make it. That means you can start in pencil, but I don't want it to end in pencil. It needs to be inked in and colorful because kids love color, all right? And if you, the substitute can get out the G2 pens that are on my desk in a box, but they must be returned. No thieving. Okay, no thieving. We want those back so that the next class can use them, and the next, and the next, and the next, okay? And so I think that you guys are smart enough and intelligent enough to figure out any problems that come up. But if not, that's what your substitute is there for. Your substitute is not your babysitter. You are old enough, you don't need a babysitter. He or she is there to help you and facilitate learning. So ask questions. They can help you out. They're qualified to do that, all right? So have a great day and enjoy yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye.